Welcome back everyone to Data Science for Everyone. Today we're going to be looking at doing some very simple multidimensional regression with some data. So what we're actually looking at here is, again, we're going to be doing approximations with regression. So let's go on and get started. So some of our basics that we're going to be needing in here is import numpy as np, import matplot lib.pyplot as plt. We're also going to need in here some multi-dimensional stuff because we're going to be doing some 3D plotting because, again, this is multi-dimensional. It's not just 2D in this instance or our one-dimensional type stuff. So let's do from mpl, we want toolkits dot mplt 3D. We want to import axis 3D. Okay, and so these are going to be our basic imports that we're going to need today. Now, the first thing that we're going to always need to consider, okay, and again, another convenient characteristic is basically of least squares regression, okay, is that it carries over to multidimensional data, okay, without any modifications whatsoever. So everything we've been doing so far is going to be kind of with us and working with us. So let's go on and create up some multidimensional function, okay? So define fm of p in here, x, y is equal to p, return mp dot sine of x plus 0.25 multiplied by x plus mp dot the square root of y plus 0.05 multiplied by y squared. Okay, and this is going to create up our visualization. Now, to properly visualize this function, okay, we're going to need, again, grids in 2 dimensions of independent data or points are going to be needed. And this is, again, going to be based on that 2-dimensional grid of independent and resulting dependent data points. So, but we're actually going to be doing this also with this x, y, and z axis, okay? And so that's what we're going to need to be doing is shifting this to that type of point. So let's go on and actually create that up. X is equal to mp dot line space 0, 10, 20. Y in here is going to be mp dot line space, and here 0, 10, 20. And then x, y is going to be mp dot our mesh grid in here of x and y. And so let's actually, you can take a look at what x actually looks like. Notice here now that it actually creates this more of a matrix type object for us. Again, this is a mesh grid. But one other thing that we're going to need in here is z. So z itself is going to be that fm. And again, it's going to take a tuple of x and y, again, of these multi-dimensional data that we have. Then we need to take x is equal to x dot flatten, okay, and y is equal to y dot flatten. And these are going to take, this flatten is going to take all of this multi-dimensional type data, and it's actually going to compress it into a single line that we're going to be using. And again, it's going to allow us to do a little bit of easier plotting. So the next part that we're actually going to want to do in here, and let me make a little bit more space, is to go on and create up our first plot. So fig is equal to plt dot figure, and then here we'll do fig size is equal to 10 by 6. And again, this, if we want to do very many multi-dimensional plots, we can actually create up a function, but we're not going to be doing very many of them, so I don't find it useful to create up a function altogether. And I don't want to call this fit, I want to call this figure. So let's do our axes, GCA, and here our projections is going to be 3D. And then the surface, because again here, when we have three-dimensional type data, we're actually going to be plotting on, you can think about it as a sheet of paper, or you can think about it as, well, it's a plane space is what it actually is. And so we can go on and take our axis and plot the surface of that as x, y, and z. Our stride here is going to be not 22. Center stride is going to be 2. C map, and here we'll do cool warm, because again we kind of make it so it looks like hot to cold type stuff there. Line width in here is 0.5. We want it to be nice and thin. And we'll just remove the aliases. Anti-aliases. Anti-aliased true. I hope that's going to be right here. No. What didn't it like? Let me see here. No. Is it supposed to be project? Oh, it's projection. Projection. Sorry. Projection. There we go. So now we actually can see this nice bit in here. So we have created up our 2D array. So let's kind of talk about each of these in turn. Okay, so we've created our 2D array, or our grid, okay, out of 1D arrays. Okay, so we took our 1D arrays, we created up our 2D array. And then here, we have flattened out our data. Okay, so, and again, so it's 1, this is then 2D to 1D. Otherwise, it was 1D to 2D. And then we want to go on and actually do our plot. Now, to get a good regression result, all right, so again, you can see here that we have, this is kind of looks like a sheet of paper in here. And again, there are better ways to do some of this plotting. We can make it interactive, that type of stuff as well. But what, to get a good regression result, let me digress a little bit. Is to set the base functions is going to be essential for us. So therefore, when we're going to be factoring knowledge about the function of this f of m. So what do we actually know about this? Again, so if you guys are thinking about the stock market or anything else, what do you know about the stock itself? What type of factors are going to be involved? What do you kind of visualize that data set to actually be about? So in this case, we know that it's going to be this sine function here. And again, we have here just some square root function. So we know that it's going to have, again, since we are creating up this data set, we know what it actually looks like. So again, that's why, again, playing with fake data, sometimes people get a little antsy about it. They want to move on to the new stuff. But again, I want you guys to really get a deeper understanding and a feel for this. So the next thing that we need to go on and do is to actually do the regression results visually. So first off, let's go on and create up a matrix and mp.zeros here of our length of x, 6 plus 1. Now, this 6 plus 1, what we're doing in here is it's going to be of 7 dimensions. Now, this is, we're going to look at, for example, 7 different variables. Now, this plus 1 is technically being the constant, okay, as we've shown in some previous examples that we've had. So let's go on and actually do that. Mat of everything to 6 is going to be mp dot square root of y. Then let's do mat here of 5 is going to be mp dot sine of x. Mat of 4 is going to be what? Let's do y squared. matrix. We want the third row in this to be what? X squared. Let me make this clean. Our second row in here is just going to be y. Our first row, or second to last row in this instance, is going to be x, and then we want mat of naught is actually just going to be the constant 1. So again, here you see we have our 6 plus 1. Okay, so this is always kind of going to be needed for you whenever you're creating this type of structure. Okay, so just always, people have a tendency to kind of forget this, that it's always, you'll say, oh, I want to use 6 variables, or I want to have 6 rows. Okay, but you always need to remember the constant in there. Okay, so that plus 1 is necessary. So we'll run that, and let's go on and run our regression. Reg is equal to mp dot linear algebra dot lst. All right, so our least squares, we want our matrix, we want f of m of x and y. Our con is none, and we want 0 of this. So, whoops. Oh, whoops. This needs to be it takes a tuple. Next thing we do, R of z. So we're actually going to be predicting out our z values. Is going to use the dot product. So mp dot dot. In here, we want our matrix. We want our regression. We need to reshape this though. Okay. So reshape, and it needs to be 20 by 20. And so this reshaping, okay, so what actually this does is transforms the regression to the grid structure. Okay, because again, otherwise it's going to be flattened. So, and again, maybe I need to start making some videos actually showing and writing out the math behind these for you guys. If you guys are interested, let me know in the comments, and I'll start having some linear regression type videos as well. Hopefully you guys don't want to. I know that it can be relatively boring, but if you do want it, let me know. So next up, let's go on and actually create up a figure for this so that we can look at it. So fig is equal to plt.figure. Fig size in here is going to be 10 by 6. We want our projection in here again is going to be 3D. Then we want in here, now we need, technically we're going to be having 2 surface plots going on, okay? So we want a surface, well, let me just call this one surface, and the other one's going to be a wire plot, so I'll call it wire. So we have an axis, we want plot of the surface, that's x, y, z. Right stride in here is going to be 2. Center stride is going to be 2. And then we want CMAP in here to be cool, warm. And then we want in here the line width equal to be 0.5. And then let's also go on and do the wire plot. So this will look kind of like a mesh grid on top of what we have before. So AX is our plot wire frame. And here X, Y, and then here is the RZ, so our predicted type values. And again, all of this is going to be, I need these. I don't need the others. And I want to label this as what? Label here is just regression for now. And then let's also go on and set up our label as X. axis.set y label is going to be y. Axis.set z label, and here is going to be f of xy. Then let's go on and also add in a legend, and we want fig dot color bar in here will be from our surface plot. We want it half size. Aspect of 5. So let's take a look here. So we can see here that now we have this nice, let me actually compare the two for you. It's very difficult to see. I wonder if I should change the color of this. It doesn't look very good for you guys. What to do on this? You can kind of see it, but it's too light in here. So let's change the coloration. Let's see real quick what we can do. Okay, so I changed up a couple things just to kind of make everything stick out a little bit. Let me just show my screen here. All I did is I changed the color to black, and I changed the line width to 5 just so that we can really see that deep border for our predictions. Another thing that you may want to do is put in, so for example, each of these lines are technically going to be some of your prediction values as well. But again, this is kind of just the basics of doing some linear regression, particularly with 2 parameters. Now, least squares regression approaches have multiple areas of application, okay, particularly in finance. Now, including simple function approximation. Now, this function approximation is based on some noisy or unsorted data like we've seen in the past couple videos. Now, these approaches can be applied to one-dimensional as well as multi-dimensional problems, again, as we have seen. Now, due to these underlying mathematics, so the application is almost always going to be the same, okay? It is very simple for us to do this. The next part of this series is going to be regression as well as interpolation. Right now, we've been doing approximation. So if you guys want, make sure and hit like, subscribe, and give me some comments if you like this. I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.